What's up, guys? It's Sam here, and I wanted to talk about making the dean's list. So I was homeschooled my whole life, and when I was going through, first of all, make sure you press that subscribe button and the little bell notification so YouTube can tell you every time I post a video. So I was homeschooled my whole life, K through 12. I was not in a classroom until college, and going through that, I thought as if I was missing out and that everybody else was going to school, but I wasn't going to school, and I thought it was a negative thing at the moment when I was in it, right? And clearly after the fact, I realized how it was super beneficial, but I didn't really learn how to study. I didn't understand what it meant to study. Like, friends would say that they had to go study, and I didn't know what that meant. Like, the internet wasn't really around the way it is today. I didn't know what studying meant. I didn't know how to study. And I was so I was homeschooled, and then I went to a community school because I don't have a diploma, and a high school diploma. I went to a community school, and I'm in a marketing class, and I hadn't been doing any of the homework or anything. And if you just do the math in terms of the midterm is this much, and the final is this much, and then there's a little bit more in the homework, in order to come out with a slightly decent grade, I would have had to do something relatively decent on the midterm. So I didn't know how to study, but I knew the midterm was coming up, and it was tomorrow. So what I did, I took the book, and it's like on half the book or something. So what I did is I literally took the textbook, and I went to the back of the chapter, right? And I looked at all the definitions. And at the end of a chapter, right, because this is like a 101 or 201 class, it's basically just fucking definitions. And for the 8 chapters it was on, or 6 chapters or 10 chapters that midterm was on, I went through and I just read the definitions. Not because that I knew it was a 201 or 101 and that's all that pretty much is going to be covered on an exam, but I didn't know what the fuck to do. I literally didn't know how to study or what that meant. Like, logistically speaking, go study. Okay, what does that mean? What does studying mean? Like, do you go and sit and, like, I didn't understand what needed to be done. I might appear a certain way in these videos now. When I was younger, I could barely fucking read. I had I could probably read till I was close to 10. I should call my mom and video the call, because I don't remember fucking being able to read. Like, normal kids probably read at 3 or 4 or 5 years old. I don't even remember until I was close to 10 being able to read. And so I went through and read the definitions at the end of the chapter. I didn't do the questions, just read that. And then I go in and I take the exam the next day. And this was on a Thursday or Friday. I think it was on a Thursday, because I would schedule my classes Monday through Thursday so that I could take Fridays off, and I could work all day on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And that way I didn't have to schedule around work, do anything special. I could just work those 3 days. And then the next Monday, it wasn't graded yet, and then by that following Thursday, the tests had been graded, and the professor calls me up. And so now I'm in front of the class, in front of everybody, and he says, this is, hey, this is Sam, I just want to let you guys know, he got the highest grade in the entire class. And that astonished me. Literally fucking blew my mind. I was that rest of the next several weeks, I was I put in maybe 30 minutes of studying, and look at the ROI. I remember thinking this so many times over the coming weeks. I was I put in the tiniest amount of studying, right? Studying, because I didn't know what studying meant. And that 30 minutes that I took to read the definitions at the end of the chapter allowed me to get the highest grade in the class, get called up to the front, excuse me, and then I was recommended for the dean's list because there was such a dispersion between like my grade versus like the next closest person in the class. I mean, this is like, it's community college, like nobody fucking actually gives a shit, right? So there was such a big dispersion that we would talk after class every like class because I was like, all I did was this. I was like, I don't know how, you know what I mean? Like I was like blown away myself. Like literally I just read the end of the chapter and that's how I got the highest grade. And I would talk to the professor afterwards. And so by the end of the semester, he recommended me for the dean's list at the community school. And that's how I got on the dean's list. And my complete and utter lack of understanding of what studying was started that day to actually comprehend what it meant to study, what it meant to prepare for something, what it meant to actually figure the system out, right? Like if I chose to play in that system called school, there was a path to getting to that A, and it wasn't challenging. It wasn't hard. It was not a lot of work. It took a little bit of testing, and then I was like, holy shit, this is easy as fuck. I've thought most of things in life have been easy when you take that approach to it. It changes the way that you look at things. It changes the way that you see opportunity around you. It changes the way that you see things that other people might think are challenging. It changed my perspective tremendously. Anyways, I appreciate you guys. If you have any questions, let me know down below in the comments or reach out to me on Instagram and say, what's up? Talk to you soon.